see him first. Northwestern won the toss, deferred, and the Badgers ready to receive. And glad you're with us at Camp Randall. Vinny Anthony on the return and gets up to about the 27, 28-yard line.
He had 72 touchdowns just in those 2 years. We know he can sling it.
And Braylon Allen is in the backfield. Mordecai to throw. And up across the 32, he completes. Allen injured, but tough enough to give it a shot.
Yeah, and I know that the Badger fans have been impatient, haven't liked what they've seen, but with your top 2 running backs, top wide receiver, and your top quarterback out, been tough here as of late.
On second down, there is Allen, the leading rusher.
With the shuffling that they've had, with the new players that they've tried to bring in for this Phil Longo offense, been kind of slow at the start of the year.
Mordecai's toss is held on to. Will Pauling, Mr. Third Down.
Pauling had those arms extended, never had a chance to get up there and knock it out.
Picked up 5, first down from their own 39. Again, Tanner Mordecai to throw and complete. Inside the 30, Vinny Anthony.
He's intense, man. Almost seems like a defensive coordinator.
Pick up of 37 yards. Braylon Allen on the reception gets inside the 20. Remember his last week's game at Indiana with an ankle injury.
These guys are very disciplined, very rarely out of position.
Need 2 for the first down. Allen, good defense there to keep him from moving upfield. Excuse me, that was a correction on the running play. They did pick up the first down, spotted at the 16-yard line. Mordecai's throw, a little behind the receiver, Bryson Green, and incomplete.
This is what you would expect from a quarterback that hasn't been taking those live reps, has that pad on that hand, not making any excuses for it.
Aker carries. It'll bring up a third down. Xander Mueller coming off a 19-tackle game for Northwestern, making the stop here. Aker, the lone back. On 3rd and 8, Mordecai has a moment here. Is going to be tripped up, hesitated, thought about running. And Kenny Soares, sophomore from Trumbull, Connecticut, Avon Old Farms, making the tackle.
Boy, you're all over it, partner. Kenny Soares is going to be coming off at the edge, and he's going to work his way all the way back to the inside. You see that little spin, just being relentless.
A 33-yard field goal. Opening drive for the Badgers. The kick is good.
So it's been a little bit erratic, been a little bit slower than they had wanted on the development side, but a nice start to the game there.
Coco Azuma, the impact player for the Wildcats. And he has it from the 2-yard line of Northwestern and stopped as he got just across the 20. And the quarterback mystery, Ben Bryant, had been practicing and trying to work his way back.
You just don't know, so you have to try and give your team a lot of different looks with your scout team that weren't really sure what they were going to see from the offense today.
And Bryant comes out throwing, completing to Bryce Kirst.
10 catches for 200 yards in that big win against the Gophers.
Fake to Porter. Pass juggled and dropped. Bryant threw it right there to Kurtz, who couldn't hold it. Bryant throws, pass complete, and slipping a tackle, moving upfield for a first down.
A nice patient throw by Ben Bryant as well. He knew that Nero was going to be working his way across the formation on that one, that he was going to show up late, stood up there and delivered a nice ball.
And throwing again is Bryant, and completing again. Cam Johnson hauls that one in against this Badger defense.
He's that leader back there, can do everything, plays in the box, but can play coverage as well.
Ricardo Hallman, best pure cover guy. Cam Porter moves ahead, Northwestern's leading rusher. Biggest games were in non-conference wins against UTEP. He had 90 yards against Howard, some 78. Badgers settled for 3. We'll see if Ben Bryant and the Wildcats can respond. It'll be Porter, and Cam Porter straight ahead. inside the 35-yard line of the Badgers. And a first down after Austin Brown made the tackle.
You're hitting that thing 100 miles an hour, and then it just parts like the Red Sea.
A.J. Henning has come in. Dump off short. Joseph Hyman, speedy back, sophomore from Little Rock, Arkansas.
See on that short yardage play, really controlling things up front.
Hand off to Henning, who couldn't get going. Brought down at the 30-yard line. Bryant well protected the throw and should be good enough. That's Kurtz hanging on and getting the first down. Already in field goal range. And he dumps it off. That's Joseph Hyman. Excellent defense by the Badgers. Spotted exactly at the 25. Kurtz in motion. Bryant is going to keep it himself and pick up a few. He has 35 rushes, but negative yardage, so not a forte. Extra pressure coming. Picked up the throw. Wide open. That's going to be a touchdown. Northwestern. A.J. Henning alone in the end zone.
Going to go with a little switch release here on the outside. It's going to cause some confusion. And it looks like Preston Zachman doesn't get back. You have that switch release like that. Safety has got to know, and communication so important for defenses, particularly in that secondary. You get that switch release, guys have got to be able to react. Easy touchdown for Northwestern.
What a response from Northwestern, and Ben Bryant, his 7th touchdown toss of this season. Vinny Anthony from the 10-yard line of Wisconsin has a chance on the return and is tackled right away when he got to the 20-yard line by Raymond Nero.
The guys that have been the replacements, but really neither one of these offenses lit it up in the passing game really all year long.
Good to see points back and forth in a Big Ten game after watching Iowa. Wisconsin, by the way, had given up a touchdown to Indiana last week on the opening drive.
They give you the same look pre-snap every time. They're very good, though, at changing up that structure post-snap.
Mordecai. Pass is complete to C.J. Williams. Make that, Skylar Bell is who hauled that in. Williams was over on that side, but the sophomore from the Bronx made the catch. It'll be 3rd down and 2. A throwing down for Tanner Mordecai. He has time, and unable to hang on is Bryson Green. The ball was delivered low and covered well. It'll be 4th down.
All the time. You know, what is air raid offense? Air raid offense, it's trying to take advantage of leverage and space, grass or turf in this case. You have to make little moves to get away from defenders to help your quarterback out.
Here's more of A.J. Henning. Tries to slip a few tackles, returns the punt to the 32-yard line. But growing up here in Wisconsin, and a chance to make history as a first-year head coach taking over for Pat Fitzgerald. On 1st down, Bryant will keep.
Doesn't like seeing his quarterback take a hit like that. Ben Bryant getting shoved really a little bit late. Hadn't quite stepped out of bounds. Certainly borderline.
Cam Porter on a delay. And will make 3rd down a little bit easier. There's Jordan Turner again from Farmington High School in Michigan making the play. Over 400 yards rushing now for the season. Bryant's throw hit a crowd, but breaking loose is Cam Johnson, or at least trying to get more yardage at a 1st down for the Wildcats.
Coaches say it all the time, go out there and do something I can't coach you to do, but watch him get into the middle here, make the catch, but it's that run after the catch, understanding where the sticks are. Sometimes a little bit dangerous when you take those steps back, but he knew what he was doing on that one. Nice job, able to get the 1st down, Cam Johnson.
From their own 44-yard line, 2nd possession. Porter breaking tackles, working his way inside the 45-yard line of Wisconsin.
Northwestern doing an excellent job up front.
Porter picked up 13, has a chance for more, running hard. Getting down around the 40-yard line, maybe inside that. When he was at Cincinnati LaSalle and the 2 championships there for the Ohio State schools, among the other schools, Luke Fickell and Cincinnati, that offered scholarships. Anthony Tyus is in. There's a flag on the back end of this play.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 68. 15-yard penalty will be added on the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Ben Barton called for the penalty from the 17-yard line. First down for Northwestern. Bryant trying to add to the lead, and the catch made inside the 15. It's Kurtz again. He's played his entire career with injuries, has worked through those injuries, and healthier now, and a go-to target. Jack Lausch has come in, the sophomore from Brother Rice in Chicago. A.J. Henning run out of bounds. They bring him in often. He's a very athletic quarterback. They need 4 from the 11-yard line. Cam Porter is going to get it with a first and goal. Austin Brown brings him down, but Northwestern keeps the chains moving. First and goal as Ben Bryant returns at quarterback. That's Henning dancing around, but the give is to Porter. Why not? He's powering his way down to the goal line and not quite in. Henning raised his hands as if he was in, but the officials say no, stop just short.
Want to draw it up as an offensive line. You see that push. They're just kind of recreating that line of scrimmage, and it looks like Porter may have gotten the ball over the goal line right at the end of the play.
On their first possession, they drove downfield, and a touchdown toss from Ben Bryant to Henning. Their second possession coming for more. Ben Bryant has it. He's going to keep it and into the end zone for a Wildcat touchdown. He's thrown for one and he's run for one today.
And Hunter Wohler, number 24 for Wisconsin, watch him on the edge here. He's going to be in conflict because one of those tight ends releases. He doesn't know if he's going to try and cover there or if he's going to try and come up and tackle Ben Bryant.
Olsen to try another extra point, and this does get through for a 14-3 advantage. Vinny Anthony back to receive. Henry Helms boots it. Badgers need to get something going on the fly. He's got some room up all the way across the 35. Brought down it on the 39-yard line. Has done an amazing job, and the players have responded. Robert, I want you to respond in just a moment, but Mordecai on the handoff here, trying to get something going. Cade Yakimelli for the Badgers.
Of course, they lost the game a week ago against Iowa, but they've really performed well under him, and they played with a lot of intensity. And coming out here on the road against Wisconsin, looking pretty good here at the start.
Mordecai delivers to C.J. Williams. Yakimelli straight ahead and knocked down when he got across midfield. Devin Turner coming up from his defensive back spot, making the play.
Of course, David Braun, also a great defensive coordinator.
Mordecai complete short, falling at the 43-yard line is Yakimelli. Mordecai pass complete, but knocked down right away is Hayden Rucci. Fans here were booing. They wanted Wisconsin to go for it. Atticus Bertram's punt.
The way that you guys have been playing all year long, big opportunity here to change field position.
Joseph Hyman trying to turn the corner, and he does. A lot of room out there for Hyman. Sprinting down the sideline across the 40-yard line. Austin Brown may have saved him from getting a whole lot more.
Well, Joseph Hyman is going to beat Ricardo Hallman on the outside. You're going to see Hallman just kind of takes a bad angle on that one, and that's what this guy can do. Hyman's not the biggest guy. He's only 5'9", 185 pounds out of Little Rock, Arkansas. That guy can scoop.
Picked up 32 yards. Hyman this time trying to find room, and the Badgers keep him from turning the corner.
Nice tough run, breaking tackles.
He picked up 5. Throwing here and off the fingertips of Bryce Kurtz. He's going to throw here. Wide open. Henning is thrown down. We'll check the spot. Should be enough for the first down, but let's see where they put it down. He's pointing. And they're moving the chains. Good enough.
It's really a good call from Mike Jakey and the offensive coordinator. You know, playing that slot, that cornerback playing inside there has to play off and couldn't get over the pick.
Bryant will get rid of it.
Going back and forth, NIL, just everything. So different than it was just 3 years ago.
Plenty of time. And open inside the 30. Catch made. That's Ray Nero again. And wants his name pronounced. Correction, Niro. Ray Niro for Northwestern. Cam Porter is hit as he gets to the 25-yard line. Jordan Turner's been all over the place. All the receivers there. He's worked his way back onto the field and making some big catches. And Porter goes nowhere inside the 25-yard line, bringing up another third down. For the end zone, Bryant with the touchdown toss to Cam Johnson.
He's going to be locked up in man-to-man coverage here with Alexander Smith on the outside. Watch, Smith just gets his feet caught in cement on that one. You got to do the little foot fire, chop, something, keep your feet moving. You got to be covering this guy, get on the move, and turn a little bit earlier.
Flag down at the 12-yard line, well after the play.
The next infraction will result in a yardage penalty.
For a 21-3 advantage if this point goes through, as the Wildcats are dancing over on the sideline. And the extra point has been a little adventurous, but it went through. Fickle is really upset with his team and the way that they have responded to the Ben Bryant show for Northwestern.
A little pooch kick here.
And it's going to be running it up across the 40. Good field position for Wisconsin. Injury, Kogo Azuma. Impact player for Northwestern is down in pain, so we will step away and certainly hope that he is okay. Oriadei has come in for Azuma, and on first down, going deep, and he's got him down inside the 30. Will Pauling. Tanner Mordecai with a big throw.
Yeah, Pauling's going to work his way all the way across the field. Normally go over a linebacker. He comes underneath the linebacker, but he's able to run away from Rod Hurd, who's in the coverage on that one. Nice job finding him again from Mordecai.
Pick up a 33 down the middle, open and sliding with that catch to the 13-yard line is Pauling again out of the slot, making big plays. And he did not hang on now. They're going to rule that as an incomplete pass.
See your coverage here.
That's where he goes and tackle right away. Vinny Anthony.
This is also a case of Wisconsin kind of getting themselves into gear. I'm sure they've had a bit of a talking to on the sideline from Luke Fickle and offensive coordinator Phil Longo.
Cade Yaconelli is the running back, but deep for the end zone and overthrown.
And you're going to see some back and forth, some pushing. I know the fans here don't like it, but watch this little push off by DK right at the end. He's been away from a few weeks, but he still remembers that move. Try and get a little bit of clearance there at the end. You can see.
Playing with a bruised lower leg in the knee area, missed last week's game. Daniel Vakos from 40 yards away, and that's no good. Things are just not going well at all for Wisconsin.
Look at that excitement right there from Coach Braun.
Against the Badgers, who need to rally here before the half. And going deep, Bryant. Oh, my goodness! A one-handed catch from Henning.
Oh, man, rising up and making a play. Look at A.J. Henning on this one. He gets the clearance. Ball's a little bit underthrown. Wohler runs into him, looking back for the ball. He just reaches that left hand out, pulls it in quickly. What a play.
Snared that like a big-time rebound, a 40-yard plus pickup. And they go back to Porter to grind it out, who works his way inside the 35-yard line of Wisconsin. Lausch will keep hit hard as he got to the 33-yard line. In the backfield with Bryant to pitch to A.J. Henning, and he will get the first down. Gliding down the sideline. 120 rush yards for the Wildcats. Bryant hit as he throws, and that, did it hit the ground? Let's see.
I think it hit the ground.
Yeah, Maitre had a clear shot at it. Should have closed fast. Missed opportunity as Bryant was hit when he let the ball go.
Boy, a golden opportunity for Maitre, but he just did not get far enough up on that one. As soon as you see that ball go in the air, you got to go attack that ball.
No turnovers in this game. That's another area that Braun's team has really improved on from last year. Porter hit hard as he got to the 20 head on. Anthony Tyus has come in now. 9 out of 9 on third down and trying to get some more. They set it up. Screen going the other way. That's to the tight end Marshall Lang. And another third down conversion. Tyus the ball carrier. Flag flies. He gets down to the 1-yard line. We'll check that flag.
Legal shift on the offense. 2 players moving prior to the snap. Never getting set. Repeat the down.
And that'll back him up 5 yards after that 7-yard gain. That's the first accepted penalty here. So Anthony Tyus the back now. From the 13-yard line, Bryant has time and throws that one a little wild.
The way that the team looks, to me, they just look more motivated, playing with much more emotion.
A high throw from Bryant. Last 2 throws have been maybe his worst of the game.
Think, okay, let's play man, bring a blitz, try and cause some sort of sack fumble, but they really haven't covered well when they played man, so they kind of have to sit back.
Wisconsin uses a timeout through being on the road this season. Tough loss at Wrigley Field, playing a game there. And Bryant will be stopped as he got to the 10-yard line. Throw an official in there as well. Ben Barton makes the tackle for Stratford High School in Wisconsin, the junior. And the kick. No problem for Shaq Olson.
Brown and his staff.
Brown has done a terrific job as Vinny Anthony will work his way up to the 28-yard line. And with just over a minute and 1 timeout, Wisconsin will have an opportunity to try and get some points before the half.
You come into this program, quarterbacks have to elevate the play of everybody. Let's go, guys. We got to get some points on the board before half.
Quick pass and stepping out of bounds. Skylar Bell up across the 30-yard line. 58 seconds remaining. Not only is the Wildcat offense been rolling, the defense has done its job. Missed field goal a moment ago by Wisconsin. Looking for something, and just short of the first down. That's a completion, but they have 1 timeout, and the clock is running. Bryson Green hauls that in.
Yeah, and again, David Braun, he is the defensive coordinator as well. Very disciplined defense. We're going to give you these underneath throws.
And she is caught at the 45 by Will Pauling. Big third down conversion, and that's what he does. He emerged back in the spring. It has been clutch. Down to 33 and counting. Mordecai will misfire off the hands of Skylar Bell. Wisconsin offensive coordinator looking out, Phil Longo, on a 2nd and 10. And Mordecai will try and run across midfield. They have to use that timeout.
Missing piece, and of course the injuries. Not making excuses, it's just the reality of what they're dealing with.
And Mordecai is going to have to throw it, and incomplete. Vinny Anthony was in the area.
There's just something missing. You know, you talk about emotions, especially with college players. You're different from half to half, week to week.
How about this? Why not go for it? And the crowd, you hear their response.
With only 14 seconds, you figure there's only going to be, I guess you're saying you don't want them to have some sort of Hail Mary chance, but you figure you take one shot downfield to try and get deep out, get in the field goal range. I don't understand that.
Passed up an earlier opportunity as well. This Booth will roll into the end zone. There's a lot at stake for Wisconsin. I mean, still an opportunity. I mean, they need some help here.
We may be able to hear Luke up here at halftime. This is one of those situations you have got to lay into your team to motivate them.
They've scored 23 points or more this season. They are undefeated. Northwestern trying to get to 5-5 as the kickoff is heading out to the 26-yard line.
You can't take away anything from this team. It hasn't been a fluke.
They've run for 125 yards when they average less than 100 a game, and there's an improvement on defense, and he's been busy all day. Jordan Turner.
Everybody wanted to get in it.
No gain, ball's loose. No turnovers in this game, and they won't turn that one over. Then Bryant recovers the fumble. It'll be third down and long. Looks like just a bad exchange here. 2 in the air, 1 on the ground. Needs 16 for a first down. First time they've really been in a hole on third down, and the Badgers are going to get a sack.
Come in late. Watch him fight his way through, and they're trying to pass that block off. Linemen sometimes have to communicate those things without talking to each other, especially in a loud environment like you have here at Camp Randall.
Get the big-time sack. Fair catch called for if he can find room. The 48-yard line.
So, I'm playing with a broken hand. I can't catch it for you.
Cade Giacomelli trying to make something happen. Braylon Allen did open the game despite having some injury issues, but Giacomelli's kind of the twitchy back, and Jackson Akers more the power back, able to go in this second half. Keeping is Mordecai. Garnett Hollis Jr.'s had a terrific game from the secondary, making the stop, and that's third down. 13 out of 19 over 130, but only 3 on the board for the Badgers, and he's got time. Throws inside the 40, and falling down around the 38 is Will Pauling.
A tough half yard, and they have not done that up to that point today.
Aker has come in the backfield. We have a timeout, Wisconsin. It's their first of this half. You see, I thought he's there, and I thought that was enough going forward to the ground. And so it is a booth review. I think that's what we're. So let's see if there's not a timeout charge here or not. I want to correct that, but that looks like that's not official, but it's a good guideline. It looked initially like he had it.
Call here. After further review, it's been determined that the runner did make the line to gain. It'll be a first down for Wisconsin at the 37.5-yard line.
And that's the correct thing to do. You want to avoid this delay and then coming out, moving the ball, and then another delay with a measurement.
The booth review getting it right. Got the first down on third. Mordecai open. And moving quickly is Pauling to the 29-yard line.
And that's exactly what David Braun wants to do.
There's some pressure on Mordecai. He gets away. He's going to keep and get out of bounds inside. Xander Mueller ran him out around the 34 and a flag down. Back at the 33-yard line. Backed up at the 39-yard line on second and a dozen. Giacomelli. It's a smooth little run to the 37.5-yard line.
He's signaling in, and you want to get this call right on third down.
Quarterback keeper with plenty of room. Tanner Mordecai. First down inside the 15.
Continue that emotion, finish this drive, and of course, defensively come up with some stops.
His fourth run of the game. He does have 4 rushing touchdowns, and he goes right back to a similar play to the 12. Does Tanner Mordecai. Receiver in the game with 5 catches. On a delay, here's a whistle. And a flag.
Ball start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
5 of their starting linemen in every game this year. They should be more effective. They haven't been. As Mordecai completes with his foot in. It's Anthony. And the catch is made.
The way that it reached back to the inside to secure that catch. It looks like that left foot comes down before the right foot steps out of bounds.
Batted away as he tried to fire it into the end zone. Kenny Soares is active and his arms up.
Does what you're supposed to do. Don't just get him up, but match the hand of the quarterback. You're watching that throw the whole way. You're watching the way that he releases that ball.
Well, their last scoring opportunity was inside of 40 yards. Pressure picked up high and incomplete. Anthony the target. No flags. And taking over on downs, the Wildcats. And the Wildcats take over. Cam Porter the carry, and excellent defense here. Mentioned the rush yards. Success through the years beyond athletics. To throw, and the catch made. Cam Johnson staying inbounds.
Heard him laying into the officials now here. Big opportunity on third down to get that defense off the field.
Yeah, defense of Wisconsin. He's hoping they tee off on whoever carries the ball. They knock him backwards. Cam Porter. Big stand by the Badger defense. Still a 21-point lead for Northwestern.
Bad punt.
Couldn't take advantage of the field position last time as it rolls to the 48. So they failed to take advantage the last time they had good field position. In fact, that's been their story throughout the game after their opening drive. Mordecai and open at midfield. Yakameli as a receiver brought down at the 45-yard line.
What you need in a situation like this is some sort of spark. Somebody rise up and make a play. What does that mean? Somebody has got to make a defender miss to make a big play.
There's a flag down as the pass is complete. DK on the grab.
Took a shot.
Offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Remains second down.
Right here. He's going to be working on Richie Haggerty. Haggerty makes that swim move to the inside. And then watch this shot. Ooh, right on that knee wearing the brace.
Pass is caught by Pauling.
Dead quiet right now.
I mean, the jump around, they're sitting around, waiting for something to happen. And Mordecai's going to be sacked. Spun out of the first attempt. Aiden Hubbard brought him down eventually.
All the way around to the inside. That allows him to get home to make that sack. Just relentless effort.
And Aiden Hubbard is the injured player. We will step away for a moment. They went backwards. They got the ball near midfield, and the offense couldn't advance. Henning, no fair catch. He can fly. And he turns the corner. There goes Henning. Up across the 40, and there is a flag down back inside the 20-yard line.
Going to be a block in the back. It looked like he was trying to lay off at the block, put his hands up, but still made contact. I don't know if that's the block there or there's going to be another block.
During the return, legal block in the back. Return
Right
team,
there.
number 3. The foul be half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. First down.
Went into the injury tent and has come out. Hand off, Tyus. The clock will continue to run.
You got to take some chances, get extra bodies in the box.
Tyus, and there's some good defense, Robert. I think they heard you. Hunter Waller coming up with a big play. Mentioned that Northwestern has lost its last 14 road games, longest active streak.
This matchup up top.
On 3rd and 6, the pass is caught. Just depends on the spot. Cam Johnson had to come forward for the football.
He's
got it up for the first.
Yep. Nice spot there.
David Braun going with the decision. Ben Bryant working his way back from his injury. It has been sharp. Run game. Joseph Hyman carries here. And under 2.5 to go here in the third quarter.
An island on the outside. Those guys have got to be able to hold up in those passing situations, and they couldn't do it on that last third down.
James Thompson, some confusion there on the Wisconsin defense trying to run off the field.
Timeout, Northwestern. Their first of the half. Be a 30-second charge timeout.
Really, since Brendan Sullivan took over, he's averaged giving up 5 sacks a game, so a nice job today.
On a 2nd and 7, there's another first down. Cam Johnson looked like he got to where he needed to be to advance the marker, and they are moving it forward. 311 yards of total offense for the Wildcats. Back to Hyman. They've won one, they've lost one, they win one, they lose one, and after the loss last week, it's time for a Wildcat win in that rotation. The throw right on target, but short at the 34-yard line. Thomas Gordon from his tight end spot. 11.5-point underdogs, Northwestern after 3 quarters.
I didn't participate in jump around because it would have been a booth of pain.
And an incomplete pass on 3rd down and 5. Bryce Kurtz was the target. Any points other than a field goal, and they've missed one. Hunter Renner will punt it. Vinny Anthony back to receive. And has it at the 22-yard line. Thanks to all the veterans and their families out there this Veterans Day weekend. After a 43-yard punt, batted away. After that opening field goal, that's Hubbard who's back on the field who knocked that down.
You just hate to see this. You get your quarterback back, but you're just not making plays.
Flag down. Pass dumped off. Yucca. Well, scoreless, pointless. No points on the scoreboard for Wisconsin after that initial field goal. And
Offside. Defense, number 41. Lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Maybe not having the depth at running back or tight end that you needed. Got to figure things out.
They get 5 on the penalty, and then Yakameli there. Jackson Aker is in at running back, and he plows forward and gets a first down. Some of those tough yards across the 36-yard line. Over 100 for Northwestern. Mordecai is in trouble here and is brought down at the 38-yard line. Pressure from P.J. Spencer. Have been star players on this defense, and this defense has been outstanding today. Shovel pass. Aker just short of the 45 and short of the first down as the clock continues to run. Aker should be enough for the first down.
Yeah, we was talking, and he said, "What's your favorite Mike Leach story?" And he had coached with the Pirate, may he rest in peace. And Mike Leach had completely forgotten. He's like, I had moved on past that. You coach it better.
Mordecai with time, and the pass is caught to the 43-yard line for a first down. Skylar Bell for Wisconsin in this game. Canelli with a nice move to get inside the 40 down to about the 36-yard line.
You know, obviously you're limited by the players that you have healthy and the way that the defense is playing. And clearly the defense is not going to give up anything cheap or deep, as they say.
Mordecai will keep and loses the football. First turnover of the game. And Garnett Hollis Jr. has played an extraordinary game, comes up with the fumble recovery.
And of course, that's the injured hand that had been the broken hand that he had surgery on. I don't know if his grip was as good.
+5 this year with that latest takeaway. One of the reasons they're on their way to their 5th win. And on the line for Wisconsin, this was an interesting stat coming in. You know, you look at notes, and our producer Eric Mandia Porter carries. Wisconsin will finish with a home game against Nebraska and then at Minnesota.
And, you know, you've got to do some things, make some decisions that you're not as comfortable with, but he certainly has gotten these guys playing great football.
Knocked away. Henning was the target. He certainly didn't expect this or have any sense of this when we sat with him and his staff on Friday here in Madison. Ball will drop and roll inside the 25. And that's where they will take over on offense. Just over 9 minutes remaining here. I'm sure many are around the country.
Yeah, they're still here, though.
That's right. Appreciate that. Will Pauling with the first down catch. Under 9 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Iowa, by the way, is leading Rutgers 12-0. 13 minutes left in that game. Flag down as the throw is off the fingertips of Bryson Green.
Offside. Defense, number 52, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Big Ten West standings to go to 3 and 4, and they'd slide into a tie for the second spot with Wisconsin. Catch made at the 40. That's Green again. Limping Bryson Green to the sideline. Hesitation, and he floats one near midfield. Is Jackson Aker. Held on to Will Pauling for the first down catch. Now that's what the Badger fans are looking like. As he's complete to Skylar Bell.
Peanut punch that we saw from Rod Hurd to that last play. Linebacker Xander Mueller just making a last-second adjustment. Every little detail matters to them.
Pass complete to the 32. That's Vinny Anthony, but a flag is down back at the 48-yard line.
Holding. Offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Second down.
And that is 3 on Jack Nelson, who each week had been improving in the program on this line. 59 total rush yards. Penalty here pushes him back, and Mordecai fires. Knocked away, incomplete. Trying to get it to C.J. Williams, but
he knocked another ball away from Bryson Green. He's really playing well.
3rd and 17, going deep and incomplete inside the 10-yard line. Racing down there was Pauling. Rod Hurd on the coverage. I know it's a process, first year with this offense, but this is far from what Luke Fickell and Phil Longo expected. Having to kick it away is Bertram's. Henning hangs on at the 17-yard line. Under 6.5 to play. The Pat Fitzgerald, how that all unfolded. There's still things to be settled there from a legal standpoint. As they're going to try and run the clock out with Cam Porter. But he's the interim coach for the moment at age 37. When we talked to him, he told us, look, I got into this to have a positive impact on young people. That's what David Braun said. My skill is to meet people and lift them up. And he admitted that he was a little bit of a people pleaser too much. He met with each player individually. First on defense, that was his unit. And talked to them to see where they were, where their head was at.
Offense, number 2. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Penalties will delay a game here as the clock continues, and keeping the players all together. That hazing scandal affected Fitzgerald in the program. And he said, look, you got to be honest. It's one thing I've learned as a coach in this business. That's what I would have to be honest to those players at this time. A.J. Henning will carry, and I like that he said when he talked to each one of these guys, he didn't talk football, they were talking life. And it was Ben Bryant who stole the show. A couple of touchdown tosses and ran one in himself. As this punt will roll all the way near the 30-yard line. You put up some impressive numbers as Mordecai completes.
I can't take any of the credit for that. It's red gloves and red ponies that were the difference. This place, and the next time that I came here 2 years later, which was my last year at Ohio State, They stomped us. I got knocked out of the game with an injury, probably not surprising to many people who watch me play football. But seriously, but this place was a hornet's nest, and it stayed that way.
Time for Mordecai completes at the 48. Well, that's the first thing he said when we got this assignment. Oh, this is great. You're going to love Camp Randall. I came here years ago to speak to the broadcast school. It really has been a wonderful trip, and just sorry for the hometown fans, but happy for what Northwestern has been able to do. And, you know, Big Ten football to get the kind of points we got in the first half, that was certainly exciting.
It's a little bit different, right? Like kind of like a Stanford. You got a different kind of guy that's going to go there. You got a degree that you're going to get from that university that's going to take care of you for the rest of your life. It's just a different kind of place and a program, obviously, that has its ups and downs. I know what kind of fans are in the Midwest, and I'd love to see what they're able to do with this program.
And still on his feet, Cade Giacomelli. This a very impressive performance. First 9 games, Northwestern had 6 turnovers, none today. And they had that takeaway. I showed you a moment ago how they've been able to turn that around.
So I know what he's capable of. We were able to see what he was able to do down at Cincinnati, but he's got his work cut out for him. We're going to have to get some players in here. He understands that. They'll try to do things a little bit differently.
McCornack in 1903. Pass complete. 1903, so that's 120 years. And to be thrown in the situation that Braun has been thrown in, and holding Wisconsin to 3 points here at Camp Randall is a major accomplishment if they can keep it that way. Mordecai is in trouble and throws that through the back of the end zone. 40 seconds remain. That string of going to bowl games on the line for the Badgers as well in their history. Mordecai inside the 5, down to the 3 is Will Pauling.
Isolation up top.
Mordecai on the move and knocked away. Another good defensive play. Jakeem Joseph, senior from Miami Gardens, Florida, at Pace High School.
Too bad it wasn't available when you were there.
Yeah, I started it, actually. This is Jackson Aker to the goal line and in for a Badger touchdown. And those that are here said it's worth the wait.
I tell you, holding a team to no touchdowns, that means something to a defense. Those guys wanted to stop there. Nice drive from the Badgers.
Wisconsin losing 24-10, same score that they lost to Ohio State when they played here. The return of both starting quarterbacks, and Tanner Mordecai for Wisconsin, but on the winning sideline for Braun, Ben Bryant was outstanding.